Welcome to the 6th Cambridge Jazz Festival. Here in 2020, we're streaming exclusively online between the 18th and the 29th of November, where you can enjoy the world's highest art form, music, and even better than that, jazz. We've got films, talks, workshops, but most importantly, concerts, where you can get close and direct with the artist with the best seats in the house. Whichever seats in the house you're taking, in whichever device you're streaming to, you can enjoy the Cambridge Jazz Festival 2020 right here, direct to you online.
And I'm here now, socially distanced of course, with the vocalist, pianist and man of humour, Ian Shaw. Ian, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And welcome back to Cambridge, because I think the last time we were here was about 2 years ago with Leanne Carroll, is that right?
Yes, it probably was, yeah. I've got very good memories of Cambridge. We were talking earlier on about the great Joan Morell. So I always associate coming here with that wonderful Yorkshire woman who was replanted down in Cambridge, who did so much for the jazz and music scene.
Particularly in setting up Cambridge Modern Jazz Club as we have here now.
Yeah,
so
of course,
yes, you did a great deal, yes.
Yeah.
And that was a great performance at the Junction, I seem to remember, with some very memorable songs.
Yes, well, yes, I have to keep myself interested. So if I'm on the piano, look out really. If I haven't got my band, I can veer away into doing some more sort of comedic things, I suppose, and political things.
When you do concerts, you utilise not only standards, but popular song and jazz standards as well, if they distinguish. But you also write your own music with a lot of different sources of inspiration, which always amazes me.
I'm not a prolific songwriter, but when they come, they come.
Right.
You know, so if there's one in my head, it will have happened in the co-op or, you know, at the post office. I've got to go and sit down and get a coffee and write it down immediately, otherwise it will go. It'll disappear. So they just appear. I don't ever sit down and think. I know a lot of songwriters that really work at it, you know, and sit at the guitar or sit at the piano or just sit on their own if they're vocalists who write. And they come to me really, so I suppose they are special if they do that.
Okay.
And the subject matters I can't sing about moons and Junes, really. It has to be.
So it's quinoa and Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yes, it's quinoa, Jacob Rees-Mogg, yes, Brexit, I cover them all. I've just written a song about Liz Truss. So we'll see.
Anything coming up? Well, COVID permitting, if you like.
Yeah, we were mid-tour. I got together with Jamie Safier, a piano player, and the wonderful Ian Bellamy. Yes. And it was kind of his idea, really, and we did an album of what turned out to be songs that were inspired by his parents' relationship. So I suppose an album of not necessarily love songs, but very tender songs from across the whole generation of popular music, you know, from really early sort of standard songs up until, you know, Burt Bacharach and Hal David songs. So I re-recorded Alfie on that album. Right. So we were touring that and doing a show at the South Bank Centre, which has all been shifted. Initially it was shifted half an hour hence, and then 3 weeks, and then 3 months, and then 6 months, and it's now a year.
Right.
So,
you're still there somewhere.
Yeah. We'll do it. You know, you can't. I mean, we're up against all sorts of ghastly realizations. You know, of how, you know, the small to medium projects and concerns are of no consequence in terms of funding. You know, heritage museums. I get all that, but you know, there are these venues that I've always said are the most important venues on the live music circuit, venues that are put there because the people who organise them love the art form, and that's where it begins and ends, you know.
It's called Pixies, and it's also a single. To clear the storm that I've made up so I could take shelter. I chase the calm, weaved in and out of your arms. And where's the thunder? It breaks up and leaves when I put my head back in the clouds. On the top of my lungs, I'd be howling like I'm all alone, like a wolf in the night. And I'm wondering what water could save me from burning alive. I'm a wildfire and I roar, searching for the ends of my own mind. Nobody can help me. I'm found, fainted and drained by my own breath. I disbelieve stories unfaced in the mirror. Set in stone, worries I've made on my own. It wears those heights, climbing and reaching for solace, no, for comfort. From the top of my lungs, I'd be howling like I'm all alone, like a wolf in the night. And I'm wondering what water could save me from burning alive. I'm a wildfire and I roar, searching for the ends of my own mind. Nobody can help me here. I'm found, fainted and drained by my own breath. And I roar, searching for the ends of my own mind. Nobody can help me here. I'm found, fainted and drained by my own breath. To feed the fire, oh, to feed it, oh, to feed it. Loving you is like a song I replayed, like a song I replayed. From the top of my lungs, I'd be howling like I'm all alone, like a wolf in the night. And I'm wondering what water could save me from burning alive. I'm a wildfire and I roar, searching for the ends of my own mind. Nobody can help me here. I'm found, fainted and drained by my own breath. And I roar, searching for the ends of my own mind. Nobody can help me here. I'm found, fainted and drained by my own breath. To feed the fire life, to feed the fire life, to feed it, to feed it. the pretty boys involved with me, making pretty love to me, pretty, pity. And all the pretty boys involved with me, making pretty love to me, pretty, pity. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Stapleford Granary. I'm Trevor Barlow. I'm the Director of Music and Arts here. Tonight we welcome Gina Southgate, Cambridge Jazz Festival's Artist in Residence. Do you get excited when you capture the image of Ian, or is it the actual sound of the music and sort of a new picture comes out that looks nothing like Ian? What's that relationship like, and what's exciting for you?
So the excitement has been, I mean, the development. So initially I started off painting lots of groups. I mean, over the years I've painted loads and loads of groups, and I have a residency at Jazz in the Round, which I've been doing once a month for 7-8 years, since 2012. No, actually 8 years. And so they're always groups. There's 3 groups, 2 groups and a soloist. So as the years have gone by, I've become, and it used to be more about the instruments. So in fact, when I first started to draw and paint at gigs, I didn't even put the people in, really, because I used to have no confidence to do that. It was about the shapes of the instruments. It was about form. And then now I get to the point where I'm all about the musician's hands, or the musician's mouth, or the music, or the way their feet are when they're doing something. If it's a guitarist, you know, the knee. Where's the knee? It's like it's about. So sometimes, if I run out of time, I've often got this figure and the instrument's not necessarily there so much. It's about the gesture of how they play that interests me, and I'm getting more and more excited by painting soloists, and I'm into their single thing with their instrument. I can paint sort of generically double basses, drum kits, grand pianos, time and time again, and the instruments can be the same. It could be 2 bands playing the same instruments because they've gone to a venue, it's a festival, same colour double bass, same colour drum kit. But for me, the interest really is about how they tackle it, where they sit on, where the drummer, how high the drummer sits on the seat.
But it's all quite visual.
It's like last year with the Cambridge Jazz Festival. So when I'm doing a festival, and over 9 days, I probably painted about 18 to 20 something sets, maybe more. So I'm on the move, and I've got my eye in. I've got my kit, everything's working. I've made modifications every day. You know, I've got a kit that I work with, and it works, it functions, because I've been doing it for years. But it's like having a palette, although it's not a palette because I work with acrylics, so they're dry. But it's like knowing what I did last time, 10 minutes ago, will follow into the next thing.
Yeah.
very much. That rather infectious up-tempo number was entitled T-Neck, or otherwise known as A Little Taste by the great Nat Adley.
Hi, it's Chris Mann from BBC Radio Cambridgeshire. I just wanted to wish the very best to everyone at the Cambridge Jazz Festival. Now in its 7th year, I just love it. I've really enjoyed so many gigs in different places over the last few years, and jazz and soul and blues, of course, all different types of things. But you know what? This year's going to be different, but I'm going to enjoy it just as much. So all the best to the Cambridge Jazz Festival 2020.
I'm Ellen Ellard and I present BBC Music Introducing in Cambridgeshire, a show all about finding the best up-and-coming talent from right here in the county. In the past 6 months, we've had an unprecedented number of jazz-centred submissions to our show, and this is why the Cambridge Jazz Festival is so important to us. It provides a brilliant stage for up-and-coming acts to get involved with the scene and really immerse themselves, and it's something I hope continues into the years to come.
I'm Sebastian Scotney, I'm editor of London Jazz News, and I'm really looking forward to the 2020 Cambridge Jazz Festival. The progress that this festival has made since, well, starting off with just a weekend in 2014 and then festivals from 2015 onwards has been spectacular.
Hello, I'm Daniel Zeishner, Member of Parliament for Cambridge. I bet like you, I'm missing live music and performance. I can't believe it's a year since the last Cambridge Jazz Festival. I remember it very, very well. But here we are, a year on. What an extraordinary year it's been. And I'm so pleased that, like other arts organisations, the Cambridge Jazz Festival has found a way of trying to keep the spirit alive. So I hope it's a real success. Congratulations to people who have made it happen.
So why not support the Cambridge Jazz Festival and maybe challenge yourself by listening to something unfamiliar? You never know, it could change your life. It did mine.